Okay, so yesterday we were going over some methods of forging and making a knife, and we're starting with stock removal. We went for regular stock removal, the lawnmower blade, where we just flattened and straightened, and then we forged a potato out of our tool steel round stock, and got pretty close to the same. It's the same type of knife. They're not identical knives. I know I said a lot of let's make them identical, but unless you're cutting patterns out and using patterns to make sure that everything is completely the same, they'll never truly be identical. So over coffee today, I was talking with my wife, and I'm going to have her be filming a non-stop, real-time video of what's going on, and then you can watch that one to get a sense of just how long. Now, I wish I would have done that yesterday, but it took me about 2 hours to do what we did yesterday, and which pared down to about a 14-minute and 30-second film. So today we'll be flattening these a little bit more, taking the wobbles out of them. There's quite a bend in the potato one, and so we're heat these up and flatten them out. When you're doing these, now I've tapped on these quite a bit when they're at black heat. It's not a good habit to get into because it is tool steel. It is brittle. No matter if you're taking the tension out through normalization or the stress is out through annealing and normalization, and we'll get into what those mean when we actually start doing it here right before we quench. We'll go talk about annealing and normalizing. So, but today what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the forge and make these nice and flat and even all the way across, so there's no wobble in them. And then we're going to go up to our grinders and belt sanders and start shaping these knives, and using the 4.5-inch angle grinder and all that good stuff. So right now I'm going to light the forge, and we'll have both videos up. Part 2 tonight. We'll have edited and unedited up tonight, where you'll get to see this everything, every curse word, every whatever that goes on. And there will be times where we'll have to put the other camera down because my wife just can't sit out here all day long and do nothing. So right now we will light the forge and straighten these things out. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just fumbling around and everything because I can't find my damn tongs. Use a pair of vice grips to hold freaking everything, and it's ridiculous. Really makes me mad. But anyways, what we did is we took all the bend and wobble out of these two blanks here, because that's really all they are right now. They're just blanks. There's no holes in them. There's no edge on them. They're just a knife-shaped piece of steel, and if you were going to make a bunch of blanks up and stuff that you like, I would cut them out of strap steel, and it's like 2 by 1/8 inch, and just make up a bunch of those in the styles that you like, if that's what you want to do, and just hang them on your wall. So, and you'll have a bunch of knife blanks out of mild steel that you can just plop down and go ahead and cut out. So what we're going to do next is we're going to move up into the finishing shop where my wife is filming from right now, on the continuous one. We did have one little hiccup where she had to stop because we were looking for my tongs, but I think they're at my buddy Justin Riley's house where I was forging last. Unless they're in, we just cleaned this place up and I can't find them. So anyways, we're gonna head up into the finishing shop and talk about what we're gonna do up there. So we'll see you in a sec. Okay, so we've moved up in here to the grinder station, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to get everything set up. Probably going to end up using the 3x21 just for the fact that it has hardcore power to it. Dropped a bunch of shit in the freaking winch bucket. Always good. Alright, so we're using this little 3x21 today for right now for this next part. And next time you see me, we'll be using this. So, see you in a bit. Okay, so we did ground these down, preliminary grinds on them, and we have, let me move this, there we go, preliminary grinds on these, just knock down some of the high spots. So I have some low spots in there, but I'm not going to worry too much about those on here. You know, now it's starting to look more and more and feel more and more like a knife. Now, these are still blanks. Two cameras, there we go. These are still blanks. And so, we just need to make sure we treat them as such. They don't actually start becoming knives until you put a preliminary bevel and grind on the edge and punch them and drill some holes in them. What we're going to do next is we're going to go to the drill press, and actually I'm going to stamp a bunch of my stuff on these. These should be pretty soft, and I might need to just throw them in the fire to soften them up a little bit more, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to go stamp, mark our hole marks, and drill everything out, and then we're going to be on to preliminary bevel grind the bevel on these, and then into some hand sanding, the pre-hand sanding right before they go into the quench fire, or we're going to normalize and then we'll quench. So when I get back, that's what we'll be doing. Alright, so just got done using the drill press. Got our holes drilled through them. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over to the grinder station over here. We're going to use the little one still to set our bevels on these. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to get them down to about 1/16 of an inch on the edge, and then we're going to go do some hand sanding, and that's going to be quite the the video tail. So do some hand sanding after that. So see you then. Alright, so we got the preliminary grinds done on these. They'll change substantially throughout the rest of the process, but we got them ground down to about a 16th of an inch, a little bit more in places. This one's more of a 32nd, this lawnmower blade one, but we can easily fix that. So I mean, it's not that big. By the time we get to hardening, it'll be, both of them be right there at the 36th of an inch. But they're kind of concave right now. I was just knocking down, putting a heavy angle on them, edge geometry, setting the geometry for them, you know, getting everything lined up, ready to go, and they'll feather out. I don't really like to leave sharp edges, so I'll feather all this stuff out. All the edges will just blend in, and it'll look really good. The only way you'll feel the angle, but you won't see the angle. So that's what we'll be doing here. The next time I need to go recharge the batteries and eat some lunch. So we'll see you later.